So, news out of the California Golden Bears, and not news I was expecting, quite frankly. So, Jaron-Keawe Sagapolutele, borderline 5-star quarterback coming out of high school. He had a 5-star status at one point. He's a top 10 quarterback in this class. Left-handed. People are going to compare him to Tua. I can't say I really blame them. Throws a great deep ball, got a quick release. He has been named Cal's starter this year. So the Bears are going into a season where at the end of it, if it doesn't go well, a Power 4 head coaching job could come available. Now, Wilcox signed an extension a couple of years ago. I think it was 2 years ago at this point. Maybe the buyout is too much. Ron Rivera is the general manager there. And I have mentioned this several times throughout the offseason because it is worth mentioning. Ron Rivera at Cal and Andrew Luck at Stanford taking over as general managers to be heavily involved is a very underrated, I think, storyline in college football because the general manager role is new. And those guys, who are, of course, alums of those programs, are trying to revitalize schools that, from a football branding standpoint, are about as low as you can get. That doesn't mean it's been as bad as everyone thinks, but the national perception of Cal and Stanford is they don't care. Those two guys are trying to change that, and they both enter year one in this position. Andrew Luck's got an interim head coach. Ron Rivera has a head coach in Justin Wilcox who should at least be on a warm seat. I don't think it's hot. It should be warm. It should be, you should be able to dial it up maybe quicker than you'd expect. Like when you get in the car in the wintertime and you turn on the heated seat and it's so cold outside and you turn it all the way to the max. And then 3 minutes later, once it's come on all the way, you realize, oh, this is way too hot and you got to turn it back down. I think it needs to be in the Goldilocks, just the right porridge temperature sort of range. So, like 2-10, Justin Wilcox should be relieved of his duty. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Cal is a 5-6 win team this year. I've got him 5-7. Here's the interesting thing. Devin Brown is a veteran of college football, but not of actual gameplay. He was at Ohio State for the last couple of years. They've had a really talented quarterback room. Wasn't able to crack the rotation. Transferred to Cal. I and others thought he would start. JKS being named the starter is both a gamble and a potentially great sign. Devin Brown is a talented kid. Coming out of high school, he was either a 5-star or a borderline 5-star quarterback prospect when he committed to Ohio State. And he was number 5 quarterback in the class of 2022, borderline 5-star, number 43 player nationally, according to the 24/7 composite rating. 6'2.5", around 200 pounds, got a good arm. Okay, the fact that he's had a couple of seasons in Columbus learning from Ryan Day and Chip Kelly and Brian Hartline, who are all premier offensive minds in the country, and he's gotten reps against the Ohio State defense many a times, and that he didn't win this job, could be a great sign for the Golden Bears. What that might mean is this JKS kid, who also is a tremendously talented and highly rated recruit, is so ready that we can't go with Devin Brown. Sorry, Devin. Now, this has kind of been a theme of the Cal coaching staff in the last couple of years, because 2 years ago, Fernando Mendoza was third on the depth chart. He surges past a couple of guys and then still had to win the trust of the coaching staff again. He's at Indiana now. You make of that whatever you want. But for JKS to win this job could mean this kid is so ready. We are going to or Devin Brown's not what they thought, and maybe there's a long-term investment plan. Maybe Ron Rivera is looking at Cal and the state of the football program and saying, hey, Justin, I'm here. This is my first year full-time on the job. Let's have a bit of a 2-year plan here. If you think this kid is good enough to start, we can take a couple of lumps this year and build towards a more special or more successful season, I should say, in 2026. Maybe that's a game plan. Ron Rivera, I can almost guarantee you, is involved in this decision in some capacity. I think it's the same thing with Andrew Luck over at Stanford because they've got a talented kid from modern day, Elijah Brown, on the roster who apparently, I don't really know. I would start Elijah Brown over at Stanford, but I digress. This is a Cal Bears segment. So here's the really interesting thing. JKS, in his first college game, is going to go to Reser Stadium in an old Pac-12 showdown. RIP. That's his first game, which is why I lean towards JKS has been tearing it up in practice so much that Cal thinks he gives them the best chance to win. And this isn't a long-term play. This is, hey, we've got this kid, and we think he's ready to go. Because Justin Wilcox knows full well how hard it is to go to Reser Stadium and win. Oregon State is favored in that game. They should be. I think they're going to win. But if the Bears can go snatch momentum early in the year and give the kid the confidence of the defense better come ready to play, because I don't think he's going to, I mean, maybe he does light the world on fire. I don't know. But if his first game, regardless of how it goes down, is a road win against Oregon State, who I think is an improved team this year, boy, I tell you what, that could be a really, really good trend for the Bears. But this is not news I was expecting. Julian Sain was named the starter at Ohio State. I was expecting that. One-time Alabama transfer, former 5-star recruit. Yeah, I thought Julian Sain would be the starter. JKS, this wasn't on the radar. This wasn't on the radar. And with Devin Brown there, for him to win that job, maybe Devin Brown's just not as good as we thought he could be. Or maybe JKS is about to light the ACC's world on fire. Can't wait to find out. Appreciate everyone listening. I'll see you next time. Until then, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.